Ficam sobecato para pica,
Castor looked down at the blade protruding from his chest and the blood streaming from beneath, then weakly grabbed the Tachi with his hand. A pained, resentful grimace contorted his pale, wrinkled face. Straining to raise his head, he looked Sunny in the eyes and whispered, You have no honor." Sunny stared at the dying old man with pity, then looked away. In the sudden silence, the voice of the spell whispered, "You have slain a dormant human, Hanli Castor. Your shadow grows stronger."
Jump out the streets. It's you know, sad, no one sideways on the train.
In the same way, the people who held the true power were comfortable doing nothing to save the population of Antarctica. The chain of nightmares had happened in the southern quadrant, but the next time, it might happen somewhere else. Then, too, they would remain indifferent. Then, Sunny smiled and answered in a friendly tone, "Master Jet? Hey, I have a question for you." He paused for a second and then asked, "How cold is it in Antarctica?"
was there, and I can assure you of one thing. The devil came back. The Titan didn't. All those stories about the devil, they have to be exaggerations. Oh, I was there, and I can assure you of one thing. The devil came back. The Titan didn't. We saw him laughing while slaying monsters with his bare hands. He was the devil. The city was drowning in snow. The buildings emerged from it, encased in ice. Below the cliffs, a large swath of the ocean was frozen as well. A gargantuan battleship was stuck in the ice, still anchored. The people aboard it all dead. Everyone was dead, except for Sunny. See what you've done? I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. But you may want to start changing your ways. Or changing your name.
Yeah, drinking dope turned me to a superhero. Yeah, yeah. Hit that pill, turn me to a superhero. Yeah. For my 90s, turn me to a superhero. Yeah. Metro, Metro, don't trust you. I'm on that dope again. I'm on that flow again. Switch up the flow again. Yeah, yeah.
Sunny remained still, watching. He watched them as they gradually became still. Then he saw how the spark of life slowly faded within them. Samara was the first, then Dawn. Belle was the last to go. In the end, Sunny whispered, I'm sorry.
Yeah, shout the season,
Pale figure moving across the surface of the water with calamitous killing intent, shrouded in countless layers of furious darkness. That rippling darkness was boundless and unfathomable, containing within itself an infinite number of choices. The features of the harrowing figure were vague and obscured, and all he could see was a pair of terrible wings, their feathers black like those of a raven. They spread vast enough to devour the sky and drown the world in howling mist. Staggering back, Sonny fell to his knees and vomited blood. 2 streams of it burst from his nose, too. Blood weave, which would usually prevent something like this, was reeling in stupor, and so was he. It was as though his mind had suffered a tremendous shock from witnessing the dark figure and sensing the harrowing depth of its obliterating, killing intent. Hurting and disoriented, Sonny wiped the blood off his face and spat. What? What the hell is that? Ananke remained silent for a while, uncharacteristically solemn. Then she said in a low voice, "Those are reflections of the gods, my lord, and of the demons that slayed them." Sonny groaned and sat down, then summoned the endless spring to take a sip of water. He then lingered for a moment and said in a somber tone, "I think I just saw Nether in full war mode, going all out. The harrowing figure which was shrouded in darkness." Sonny was not certain, but he felt that it was the prince of the underworld, Nether, the demon of destiny himself.
dare stare me down, beast. Lost from light, was born from the shadows. The rightful heir of death, the bastard son of fate. Wherever I go, ruin follows. Had it sense, you would have run away as soon as you saw it.
Cassie had seen the future, a fate set in stone, an ending she refused to accept. From the moment she stepped onto the forgotten shore, she had been silently weaving a plan, manipulating events from the shadows. She knew Sunny was the key. Every challenge he faced, every weapon he acquired, the sin of solace, the mirror of truth, had all been part of her design. She had guided him without his knowledge, shaping him into a force capable of breaking fate itself. But the truth was devastating. In the depths of the estuary, Cassie revealed everything. She had used Sunny, pushed him down a path he never chose, all to create a weapon against destiny. It wasn't
The truth is, Ichigo Kurosaki, all of the battles you fought up to now were simply a part of my plan.
a dream. I saw a dream. A dream that wouldn't end. Over and over again, I repeated and corrected every mistake. But before I knew it, I lost count. I died over 100 million times. And yet there was still a place I wanted to reach. A wish I wanted to protect. No matter what, I had to save everyone. And that's Sunny took a step back, but at the moment, the vile bird lunged forward, its demented eyes ignited with avarice and greed. Before he could even react, he was drowned by its loathsome shadow. And then its talons plunged into his chest. Sunny gasped. However, the talons did not rip his flesh apart. Instead, they dove much deeper, finding their way into his very soul. If he had time to enter the soul sea at that moment, he would have seen the shapeless form of the vile thieving bird's spawn being snatched by the crooked talons. And yet, they did not stop there. Passing through Sunny's soul, the talons dug even deeper into the depths of his being he had not even known existed. And there they grabbed onto something else, onto countless strings that were wrapped around him tightly, surrounding him like a chrysalis, or like the strings that held up a marionette. Straining itself, the vile bird struggled for a few moments, and snatched those strings too, somehow ripping them away from his existence. Suddenly opened his mouth, trying to scream. No sound came out of his mouth. Hey Neff, it's me, Sunny.
Who are you? Identify yourself.
I feel like Odysseus too, sometimes, lost in a distant land. Only, unlike him, I don't have a home to want to return to. I have nothing to strive for apart from saving my skin, keeping my friends alive, and maybe living a little bit better than a wild beast. Can someone really be lost if they don't belong anywhere?
I come to say goodbye.
Where are you going?
Bye. Just a little trip.
Charlie? Will I ever see you again?
Sure. Sure you can. Listen.
Then, goodbye, Charlie. I love you.
Well, a terrible smile split his face like a jagged chasm. Taking a shallow breath, he laughed bitterly and whispered, I'm free. Suddenly opened his mouth, trying to say something, but Nephis beat him to it. Looking at him coldly, she frowned slightly and asked, Who are you? There was no hint of recognition in her voice. Identify yourself.
I have defeated you before. Easily, as I recall. That contest between us was never finished. You'd be a fool to claim victory. We'll see. Long have I waited for such a worthy challenge. I will savor this. And if this conflict brings about the end of my life, I will savor it all the more.
Now Nephis continue on her mission to find the mysterious saint who was rumored to have made his home at the very edge of the Titanic breastbone. She was thinking about, of course, the enigma known as the Lord of Shadows. There's been a lot of talk about a mysterious saint appearing in the death zone between the sword domain and the song domain. If he really exists and has been
So, I'll give you the same chance, Lady Changing Star. If any of you emissaries of valor manage to leave a scratch on my armor, I'll accept your proposal. What do you say? Nephis did not answer immediately, contemplating his offer. Eventually, she asked, "A duel? Which one of us do you want to fight?" He chuckled. "Any of you. All of you. It doesn't matter. I won't even use my aspect."
The murderous archer froze for a split second before spinning around, but it was too late. The last thing it saw was the new seventh shadow bringing down its fists, the fists of a transcendent titan. As the area exploded, a harrowing laugh spread across the shadow realm. Ah, I'm finally complete.
Rain did not know what the words drowned, fallen grace, and serpent king meant, but they sounded exciting. Was her teacher a king once, in ancient times? No. Knowing him, it was more likely that he had stolen a king's crown and wore it to gloat and boast about his nefarious deeds.
Like, bitch, can I hit this time? I had 6 grams in that blood. I didn't think I could get this high. I don't think I'ma risk this one. The video tape worth $50.
With that, he took a step forward. The darkness surged, enveloping him like a vast mantle. The figure of Lord Shadow dissolved into it, becoming one with the lightless void. And then, the void exploded upward,
as Nephis watched, secretly startled. A colossus built of shadows slowly rose above the bone plane. His body was a perfect replica of the Lord of Shadows. The titanic torso was formed first, followed by two immense arms. At first, the giant seemed to be kneeling, but then he slowly rose to his feet, coming to stand as tall as the ancient temple. The shadows rippled and solidified, repeating the contours of his back. She saw lean muscles rolling under the obsidian skin. A moment later, a layer of glossy onyx covered the dark colossus, encasing him in a suit of impregnable armor. When the giant took a step, the whole plane quaked. A transformation ability, but that was not the end of it. There was a rustle from behind them, and a dreadful hiss. Turning around, the firekeepers saw the head of an enormous serpent appearing from the entrance of the temple. The creature was massive enough to easily swallow the entire cohort in one bite. Its scales the same color as the tenebrous armor of the Lord of Shadows. The obsidian serpent slithered out of the citadel, its long body flowing lie a river of darkness, seemingly endless. It must have been called around the entire great hall of the ancient temple, surrounding them from every side the moment they stepped inside. Nephis watched carefully. The terror? The colossal serpent slithered across the bone plane, passing the frozen firekeepers and approaching the giant made of shadows. Its neck rose high into the air, and it nimbly coiled around the leg of the Lord of Shadows, crawling up his body like a tree snake. The creature reached the shoulder of the giant, and then slithered along his outstretched arm. Then it changed. Where a serpentine head was before, the sharp tip of a gargantuan sword suddenly appeared. Slowly, but also too fast to notice, the body of the transcendent terror rippled and turned into an inconceivable odachi, its hilt and curving blade as long as the shadow giant was tall. Finally, a dark titan was standing on the bone plane, his body encased in a suit of fearsome onyx armor, wielding a giant obsidian sword. He looked like an ancient deity that had descended to the mortal realm from the heavens, or maybe crawled out of the lightless depths of the abyss. Not paying the firekeepers any attention, the shadow giant took another step. Something lunged at him from the darkness. a grotesque monstrosity that towered above the ground. Its limbs were a mess of claws, chitinous scythes, and pulsating tentacles. A chill spread through the hearts of the fire keepers at the sight of the hideous abomination. However, the towering sword of the dark colossus only fell once. One strike, and the neck of the great beast was cleanly severed, its head rolling to the ground. The great beast was dead, just like that. The dark colossus peered at it with disdain, then shook his head and crumbled on itself, turning into a tide of shadows. Silence settled over Godgrave once again. Nephis stared at the corpse of the abomination, her expression unreadable. Eventually, she tilted her head a little. One strike. Suddenly, she was glad to have made a pact with the man who called himself Shadow. It was much better to be his ally than his enemy.
Suddenly, Sonny felt a bad premonition. Just how high is their opinion of me? Looking straight ahead, he lowered his head slightly. 1, 2, 3. Apparently, it was extremely high, because there were 13 enemy saints moving to surround him in a wide half-circle. Truly astounding. They were saints, and she was not just any saint at that. She was a princess of the Song Domain, and yet 7 saints were barely managing to contend against a completely unknown warrior. 13 saints. How ironic it was that the war to decide the fate of 2 worlds, the Realm War, could have been decided by the choice of a single man.
As the gods bear witness to the mortal in front of them, they stood on their feet to ponder over the one who has attained the unattainable, the mortal who had done the impossible. The one who had gone beyond the limits of a mortal. In that moment, he had set himself the greatest martial artist to come into existence.
Those who possessed forms that resembled humans knelt. Those who possessed forms that resembled beasts lowered themselves to the surface of the water. All of them prostrated themselves before the young man, as if welcoming their lord, their monarch, their sovereign. Not bad for a rookie sovereign, don't you think?
Natural supremacy? That's impossible. How did you...
Well, if you wish to know, I traveled to the very edge of the dream realm, scaled the jagged peaks of the hollow mountains, descended to a land below the underworld to seek counseling from the corpse of a forgotten god slayer, killed the shadow of a corrupted god, forged a blessed sword for an incorruptible soul, cheated death by taking my own life, and survived. But mostly, I just really wanted to kill you. I guess you just pissed me off that badly, Anvil.
You can't kill me. Nephis. She is the one who...
I think about all the time that you made me all of mine. Hate to say, you know the love is blind. I'm about to see. I close my eyes, they can see you in here though. Most of them need dollar signs to make every day your birthday and every night your Valentine. But
what she's trying to say is that my cover will be that I'm her boy toy? Sunny was mortified. I'm going to be a kept man. Gods, why am I so handsome? That pretty face of his was a curse.
The day that I met you, I started dreaming. Now I'm writing down if I remember.
I am filthy rich, drop dead gorgeous, have an awesome castle, and my girlfriend is literally the most beautiful woman in the world. Who would want to die and leave all that behind?
So remember me when I'm gone. I
get this badass tattoo. A big, long snake, no less. Makes a girl wonder